You are listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark.
Well, hello, I'm Reverend Mark Adams from St Margaret's Church, Barking.
And I'm Reverend Jenny Adams from Holy Trinity, Prince Consort Road at South Kensington.
And this is In Conversation with Jennie and Mark, 20 minutes of looking at next Sunday's Bible passage. So, Jenny, anything happening this week? Any notable things going on?
I was going to say, welcome all to Holy Week. It's always
Holy Week.
I love Holy Week. I really do.
Why do you love
Well,
Holy Week?
I love Holy Week because we have the opportunity to be really creative with our services. And I like that. I like to sit there and make things different for Good Friday and everything. I'm also very aware that up and down the country, there are clergy battling with photocopiers and printers. Our prayers go
Yeah.
out to you.
Well, you can pray for me. I think that will be the rest of my day, not least because I think we've got to redo all of our service booklets this year. So I'm about to go and experience exactly that. And you know how much I love the photocopier at St Margaret's.
It's always the time it breaks, isn't it? Always.
So
Anyway,
prayers for photocopiers everywhere. Yeah.
we
So
are going through Holy Week. I'm going to assume that everybody's got their Holy Week services sorted. And anyway, as I say, it's a time to be creative. So let's have a look at Sunday, because Sunday's Easter Sunday.
Yay! It's Easter Sunday. Excellent. So, unsurprisingly, we've got a reading from the end of one of the Gospels. But often, I don't know about you, Jenny, but often I look at John, but I think we're going to look at Luke this year, yeah?
Well, yeah, so I preached on John last year, so I have gone for Luke this year. Just to ring the changes, really. And actually,
Yeah, I think John is often the classic passage that I tend to use, but it's interesting to look at some of the what the other Gospels have to say as well, isn't it? So we're looking at Luke, and that's Luke 24, 1 to 12. But
you
on the
could read
first day of the week, at early dawn, they came to the tomb, taking the spices that they had prepared. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they went in, they did not find the body. While they were perplexed about this, suddenly two men in dazzling clothes stood beside them. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, but has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still in Galilee that the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners and be crucified, and on the third day rise again." Then they remembered his words, and returning from the tomb, they told all this to the 11 and to all the rest. Now it was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the other women with them who told this to the apostles. But these words seemed to them like an idle tale, and they did not believe them. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb, stooping and looking in. He saw the linen cloths by themselves. Then he went home, amazed at what had happened. But I have to tell you that we need to cancel Easter because the Daily Star, not that I read the Daily Star, I have to point out, but I have got the BBC's review of the papers, and there it is. Apparently, they found Jesus' body in the Pyramid of Giza. So forget it, Jenny. We've got to cancel our service. I don't know. Will you be doing that? Are you going to phone up the bishop? Say, look, sorry, Bishop Sarah, it's all off. You know, they found his body in Egypt. No one knows how it got there, but an expert apparently has said that. But I don't know more about that. If anyone wants to know any more, you'll have to go and buy the Daily Star.
And was that headline Jesus, Mummy and Joseph?
The headline is Jesus, Mummy and Joseph, to which we need
Full marks, Daily Star. Full
full
marks.
marks
That's
for the Daily
great.
Star. So yeah, forget it. It's all over. Shut the church. You know, they found it.
Okay, I think it's not. Go back to the reading.
You think not?
I think not.
Although, of course, I know that you particularly like this reading because of the line, don't you, at the end? It felt to them like an idle tale.
I was
Very good
following this
translation.
reading. So many of you won't know, but at Holy Trinity we read from the authorized King James version. So I was following that reading because sometimes there are differences, and it's terrible to find something in the NRSV only to find that it's not in the reading you're about to read out in church. But there are two things. One is I love the fact that they were perplexed about it, and I'm pleased to see that that is in the authorized version.
Okay.
Perplexed.
Did it in the authorized version also seem like an idle tale?
It does, yes.
It does.
It does say that they thought it was an idle tale.
It's a
The
great
only
line, isn't it?
difference is what happens to Peter at the end. It says that
Ah,
Peter, he departed, wondering in himself at that which was to come to pass. which is a bit different to he went home.
I know. I love the bit. It just went home. A number of times in the Gospels where there was some anticlimax. Oh, just going home.
Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed. He didn't just go home. He wandered. But
So obviously this is it. This is the big one, isn't it? This is the foundational story of our faith that this happened. And was
okay,
not
I'm going to start with
defined.
perplexed because I feel that this is possibly the understatement of the week. You've
Okay.
buried your best friend, the person you've been leading, the person you thought was going to save everything, and now he's dead. You turn up in the morning really early with your spices, ready to do your thing, and he's not there, and the stone's open.
So this is the women we're talking about now. We're going back
The
to
women, yeah. I'm
women.
thinking perplexed is probably underplaying it.
It does say later on they were terrified as well. So they went from perplexity to terror. As you would, really. As you would.
They were only terrified by the shining men, which, I'm going to assume were angels. But I mean, that's quite terrifying. We know that angels are terrifying all the way through the Bible, really. They all kind of go, do not be afraid.
Well, I guess actually there is a progression, isn't it? So there is an interesting progression. So they go in and don't find the body. So, I mean, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's risen from the dead, does it? It means that his body's not there. I mean, that wouldn't be your first thought, would it? Oh, your first thought would be grave robbers or someone's.
Yes, and it's
grave.
something I always say when I'm preaching on the John reading, actually. We preach this great celebration of Easter, but at the time, the reading is just about confusion. They've no idea where he's gone. They don't know, and it's scary because they're in trouble, really. They could be in the frame for pinching him.
So actually, perplexed is not, well, it is a bit understated, but it's not a kind of awe and wonder at this point, is it? It is what's happened, maybe a bit frightened, and then two angels.
I would say perplexed is something I get about word puzzles, not missing bodies.
So shout out to my dad who listens to this regularly. If you're doing the polygon, you might be perplexed by it.
But if a body went missing, bit more.
What do you think would be your what word would you want to use to describe how they might have felt at that time?
I don't know, but I think I would go for something more terrifying. I can't think of the right word. They know I've criticised this.
Yeah, I'm going to say so. You've got to come up with something better.
Well, I didn't know that I had to. I'm sure I could, but not on a spell.
Okay, so they're perplexed. Anyway, they are confused, maybe worried about what's going on, anxious.
Scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing that these two angels, I'm going to assume they're angels. We know they're angels. Appeared pretty quickly, so it could be a mixture of emotions all in one.
And then they have this great line, don't they? Which I think is one of those lines that echoes through history. Why do you look for the living among the dead? It's just a brilliant line. Fair play to the angels.
Yes.
Not here. He's not here. You're not looking in the right place. He's not here.
He told you he's not.
Yeah, I know. There is a little bit of that. He did tell you this was going to happen, as if, oh well, that's fine then. I mean, I should have.
Which I think is probably another better bit. He told you this. What are you doing here?
Tell you, but there is a truth in that, isn't there? It's like that is kind of a little bit of a message. He told you he's not here. What are you doing here? This isn't the place where you need to be.
And to be fair to them, at that point, they kind of recognised what had happened, didn't they? The women kind of got it. I feel they remembered.
Yeah, well, of course, apostles, the apostles, and all that. The women are the ones who get it. They see it. The men are like,
yeah, what?
Use them like an idle tale.
And so it goes on throughout.
So it goes on, yeah. And so it goes on today, up to the front headline of the Daily Star, to which it still seems to them like an idle tale. Can't really believe it.
It's an idle tale. But yes, with the exception, and let's give him credit here, Peter at least went to check it out. So
Peter goes to check it out. Yeah.
Although that does remind me a little bit of when I tell you something and then you Google it. It's like, I've just told you.
So Peter does the typical man thing and goes to check it himself.
And finds Oh, look, they did know what they were talking about. He's not
Yeah.
there.
But then he goes home. He goes home. But although amazed. So there's the start. It's just the start, isn't it? It's the start of something. And of course, the thing about the resurrection is it itself seems quite understated, really, in the sense that no one sees it, no one's there. It happens at sort of 4 a.m. in the
And
tomb.
isn't that a real echo of the incarnation, though?
It is,
Because
yeah.
that's, yeah, exactly what I preached. It happens complete. Nobody would have known. It would just happened. He was just born in the middle of the night, we assume, because the
Well,
animals
it
are
is
all.
too, because it does talk about angels singing in the night time, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't really know the timeline, but yes, but it would have been just a quiet affair that nobody
Hmm.
knew, and here we have a
Hmm.
game, just in the middle of the night, nobody watching. It's a
Yeah.
real echo of the incarnation. And
And
now I've
it
got to
leaves the
find
clue
something all age to do about it.
leaves the clues for the disciples to follow. It's like the breadcrumbs, isn't it? The clues that they have to follow to work out what's going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the women know what's going on. They just need to ask them. Just need to listen.
And there we have the history of the church for the last 2,000 years. Yeah.
Certainly have the history of my heating system, everyone. Um, um, yeah, so now I've got to find something reasonably all age to do with this. I don't know how everyone else as they preach it, but we don't
Yeah, it's
really do
interesting
all
actually
age at
because of
Holy
course,
Trinity except on Easter Sunday, because I
well,
feel
often of course we don't. I mean, I don't think I've ever been in a church which doesn't do all age for Easter Sunday, because you don't normally have your children's groups operating. Therefore, it's going to be all age, and that will be the same for us at St Margaret's on Sunday. It will be all age, although I'm not doing it. Lee, my colleague, is
no,
doing
but can
it.
I just have a shout out to those that are preaching one of those things? I do remember from many years ago when my children were very, very little, sitting on Easter Sunday, and we had to leave before communion because the sermon was so long and I couldn't keep them under control for any longer. So please keep it short.
So yeah,
For
keep
those
it short,
parents,
keep it
please.
punchy. If you're going to do all age, and I think that's right. I think if it's
Mm,
going to be all age, you have to do it in an all age
mm.
sort of way, and you have to leave the. I mean, there are 6 weeks of Easter, of course, as well, aren't you? So you've got time to do some more exposition later on about
Mm.
deeper things on than you necessarily have time to do at an all age service on Easter Sunday. I think that's true.
So I have two ideas if anybody needs
Okay,
an in.
give
I
us
don't know
your
which one I'm
ideas.
going to go for. One was about the idle tale,
Yeah,
and maybe finding other things that sound like an idle tale and then building from there. The other thing, I don't know whether this might be better for my context, to talk about rocks. So
ooh,
I was very taken that it was Peter that went to look, and of course Peter was known as the rock.
okay.
Um, and obviously you've got the rock of the tomb, and you can tie that in. You can give out Easter eggs and rocks. And as I say, I think that might work better for my context, but aren't used to all age, so they're not used to people coming to the
I'd
front.
rather have an Easter egg than a rock. I'm just going to put it out there. Do I get an Easter egg and a rock, or do I get just one or the
Yeah,
other?
yeah. Ideally, I mean, it all depends on a well-known site that can deliver the next day.
Other than sites are available.
Yeah. But they don't all deliver the next day.
They don't all
Time's
deliver
ticking
the
on.
next day. That is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so they are my two edgier thoughts. I really like the would I lie to you? It's an idle tale, what's true. It depends on how much you think your congregation will engage. And I have a suspicion
I
mine
think
might
there's a
be
lot of
slightly
mileage in
scared.
that, because you're getting to the heart of the thing, really. I mean, do you believe this or not? This is really which is really the question that Easter poses to us, isn't it? Do you actually believe this? You think this is did
I
this happen?
know.
Do you think it's
Apart
an
from,
idle
I
tale?
quite like the idea of them having something to take home, but then, to be honest, that rock's probably just going to sit on their desk, isn't it?
Yeah, but you could still bring the rock into that, couldn't you? Because the rock moving is in one sense a symbol of it, isn't it?
Well, mix them together. Actually, yeah, I could mix those ideas together. Ooh, ooh, that's Easter sorted, folks.
There you go, that's
Okay.
Easter. So the rock is a symbol of what's happened, and you've got to work out whether or not you think it's an idle tale.
And then a little bit of Peter was the rock, build our church on the rock. We're here.
There you go. Job was a good one. As they say in certain part of the world.
Mainly mine.
Mainly yours, yeah.
Okay. Well, we've sorted Easter, so I think we might as well wrap up.
There you go. So whatever it is you're doing, we hope you have a great rest of Holy Week and through Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and a joyful Easter. May you have lots of eggs when the time comes.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's also the word of Easter, isn't it? He is risen indeed.
Indeed.
Excellent. Right. Well, take care, everybody. Have a great week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark. Please subscribe for more episodes on all the usual podcast platforms.